is, I recognize that the way that academia works is that unfortunately, you're going to come across a lot.
Hello, friends. Welcome, 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 welcome. So excited to see everybody. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful day it is. Love, love, love all of your beautiful faces. I'm going to ask everybody to mute, please. I'm going to mute everybody as well. And what I'm going to do is just start us off with a little bit of music as we wait for people to filter in and to get our energy going for today as well, and to be in the energy of this training, which is to use high ticket sales to explode our businesses and how to glow the fuck up. So I am just going to start us off again with a little musica. And feel free to do hip circles, feel free to dance, feel free to be a beautiful little snail in your shell and do nothing. All of you is welcome here in all of your states. And just feel the energy of this like big pussy, big boss energy.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. No broke shit, that broke shit get old. Ain't gon' keep me run no hoe shit, these hoes get too bold. I'm allergic to that no shit, my wrist game on cold. I might paint my coupe white just to match with my toes. Yeah, I can't wear the shit you bitches wear because it's cheap to me. It's some money at my table, grab a seat with me. Cost a ticket just to cover all my legal fees. I don't hang with jealous bitches, that's a weak disease. Hold on, run up. If you broken in my business, then just shut up. I invested in my body, bitch, I'm done up. I look good, I like to fuck, I'm when the sun up. I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. And I keep it with me just so that I'm feeling safer. Fendi on my body, but my feet is in Bottega. Bitch, I'm getting money, give a fuck about a hater in this motherfucker. It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. No broke shit, that broke shit get old. Ain't gon' keep me run no hoe shit, these hoes get too bold. I'm allergic to that no shit, my wrist game on cold. I might paint my coupe white just to match with my toes. White on white Bentley, trunk got the engine. Hoe tryna get near me, bitch, stay up all my mention. Breaking bag got plenty, 20 racks and Fendi. Got time for these messy hoes in my business, I ain't with it. Got right now, not next. Need M's all on my checks. Don't worry about who I text, just know it ain't my ex. Lot of rich niggas in here, no bitch niggas in here. When the pack landed, the check cleared, and this what you hear. I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. And I keep it with me just so that I'm feeling safer. Fendi on my body, but my feet is in Bottega. Bitch, I'm getting money, give a fuck about a hater in this motherfucker. It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Ain't gon' keep me run no broke shit, that broke shit get old. Ain't gon' keep me run no hoe shit, these hoes get too bold. I'm allergic to that no shit, my wrist game on cold. I might paint my coupe white just to match with my toes.
Oh, friends, there's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. I truly get so turned on by the collective capacity that we have to generate all of our desires, all of our wealth. Like every dream that we have can come true. It moves me to tears. Hello, surprise emotion. Oh, my friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's my absolute honor and pleasure to spend this time with you today and over the next few days as I share with you my secrets, my magic, my strategy, and my viewpoint on how to build a multi-six-figure business using your glow. That's why it's called the glow up. and using your inherent energy to attract everything that you want in this world, whether that's your coaching business, whether you're making art, it doesn't matter what it is. But essentially, these strategies that I'm teaching this next 3 days will cover specifically using high ticket sales, but the concepts behind it truly can be applied, because I'm teaching about mindset, I'm teaching about pleasure, and then a little bit about strategy as well. So who am I? For those of you who haven't been in my space very much yet, if this is your first encounter with me, or if it's your 17th, welcome back. But I am Marissa. I call myself the Rainbow Stallion, the legendary Gleaux, the agent of sunshine. I'm a fan of the clever moniker, but also truly, I use these names to embody energy for myself and to give permission to all of us that we can be anything that we want to be, right? That's going to be one of the main themes of this training. And so when I am in Rainbow Stallion energy, that's the part of me that just stands fiercely for our capacity to be self-expressed in every way possible. And that I will like bring that stallion energy to like tromp through and tread a path for us, so that we can have that for every single human being. Because I really believe too, that when you are authentically self-expressed, you're shining your greatest light out to the world, and that collectively takes us all higher. And when I talk about the legendary Gleaux, I'm really talking about that piece of me that was born out of the work that I did with Mama Gina several years ago, and the way that I lean into pleasure and into my pussy, or whatever the genitals you have, because it doesn't matter, it's genital juice and magic, to again tap into my authentic light. And my the current of energy, the current of pleasure is the energetic current that can take us places that we never even believed. And so the legendary Gleaux hero is here to remind us of all of that and to shine. And then finally, the agent of sunshine is the part of me that is really based in the mindset, where that we can change the conditions of our life using our mind, our own thoughts at any moment. And so to remind us that we have that capacity to shift conditions just as the sun does. And also, just a little bit of my background. Some of you here are my beloved colleagues from the Erotic Blueprint Coach community. So I'm a certified erotic blueprint coach. That's a revolutionary framework that was created by my mentor, Jaya, to understand your unique pathways of turn on and arousal. And this is vitally important for all humans to understand, because our turn on and our arousal is one of our main pleasure sources, by far the only, right? Pleasure comes in so many ways, but being able to tap into your eros, that creative energy that is generated from our sexuality, is important across the board. So I'm honored to have had that training and to bring that element into my work. And then as well, I am a certified life coach school coach. And that is a really, really incredibly powerful methodology created by another mentor of mine, Brooke. And it helps us understand how to see our own thoughts and how to utilize the understanding that our thoughts create our feelings, and from that we create results, and how to really manage our own minds and our monkey brains. And so those are just two small tools that I bring to my magic, but to give you an orientation and background around me and what I'm doing here. That's where I come from. And what are we going to be doing in these training in these next couple of days together? And so, like I said already, what I want to share with you all is how I have used high ticket scales to grow my coaching business to multiple six figures in less than a year. And so this, like October a year ago, is when I first started selling packages, and I've done close to $400,000 in sales, which is just out of this world, like not what I had envisioned standing here a year ago. And so this is also the power of being the evidence for all of us that you can change the conditions of your life so quickly, and that things can happen that you can't even imagine today, right? And so really a testimony too to understanding that like the belief in our dreams is fundamental, and that they can happen at any moment. So that piece of the like mindset just being decided is something I'm going to talk about. But anyways, a little bit of my brags there. I've sold packages from $3,000 to $6,000, $10,000, $20,000. I've made six-figure offers, and I've sold from all of the places, all of the spaces, from freshly orgasmed and naked to the Wendy's parking lot to like airports and Ubers, and like literally understand what it takes to make sales happen regardless of your conditions, because it's far less about the conditions you're in and far more about the conditions of your mind. So this training is going to cover how to do high ticket sales to grow your business. And I'm going to unfold the training in 3 layers as well, kind of in importance, although they are all part of the whole. But today we're going to cover mindset as being, to me, the primary place to start with being able to change your reality in any of this game, and being the like most effective needle mover in changing and accomplishing your goals and dreams. So we're going to start with mindset today. Then tomorrow we're going to cover pleasure, because like I said, pleasure is the energetic current that can take you places you couldn't even begin to imagine. So backing mindset with pleasure. And then finally, strategy on day 3. And we all would desire that there's some magical formula that I could give to you and say, I did it this way, now go do that, and you'll have my results. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. And what we don't understand or wouldn't want to like always acknowledge is that strategy is about this much of the game. And multiple strategies work. All the strategy works, every single one of them, if you apply the right mindset, right? So in that way, I'll share strategy with you too, proven formulas that I've used, that my clients have used to be able to get their big sales as well. But that will be coming on day 3. And each of these days, the training is going to be anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. And I will most likely put a replay out there, but sometimes I'm a lazy hoe and I can't be bothered. And that's part of what you get to learn in this too, is that you get to be you in all of the ways, and it still gets to work. Because also, friends, I have no website, I have no funnel, I have no business cards. I don't respond to engagement on half of my Facebook posts. You might have been one of the beloved humans that post that I don't respond to. I'm so grateful for your comments. And all of that goes against the common strategies that they would say of what we would have to do or be in order to be successful. And so what I really want to hold up for you as evidence too, is that you get to be your fullest self in all of your human messiness, and it still gets to work for you. And in that energy, you're most likely to take steps that inherently make it work for you too. So total self-acceptance, you are perfect exactly as you are. And that's going to be part of this training today too, is that you don't have to actually change a single thing about yourself to be able to have what you want. And we often will fall into that notion, like, if I just changed this, if I just became that, if I got this one more training, if I da. But that's not the case at all. You just have to be you, the youiest you possible. And then to finish off the call today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys something that's so exciting, so near and dear to my heart. It's my latest offering to the world, something that I have been birthing over the last probably 6 months now. And I'll be really, really excited to share all of the details and invite you all into that offering. So if you want to stick around for that at the end, you're more than welcome to. I'll let you know when we conclude the training part and when I'm about to go into that. So if that's in your pleasure to stay and hear that offer, I'm just so excited and juiced up about it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wanted to start a little bit with sharing more of the details of my story so that you can really see how this trajectory has unfolded and various pieces of the elements of pleasure, mindset, strategy that have gone into it. And so really this story started, well, and then also to correlate that to various parts of what it takes to make an offer and sale. And so those kinds of parts are the actual offer itself, what you're going to put out into the world, whether that's a piece of jewelry. I used to be a jewelry designer, whether that's a tarot card reading, whether that's a coaching session, whether that's a film you're making. Anything that you're going to offer out into the world, that is the first element, is like deciding what is my offer. And then after that, it's finding the people to engage with your offer, who are the people that are going to buy that from you. From that point, it's engaging with those people, the sales encounter, right? Maybe that's a phone call, maybe that's through the DMs, maybe that's through a post. However, you're engaging with the client to talk to them about what your offer is. And then lastly, what I call like the afterglow, managing the response that you get from the person you're engaging with. And so in terms of my story, how this all started was that when I began my coach training, I was looking around at the coaches who had graduated in cohorts ahead of me and who had had a lot of success. And I saw that the amount that they were charging for their packages was really varied. And I saw people charging anywhere from $3,000, $4,000 for a package up to what our mentor was charging, which for a year was $1 million. And then I started to look at the work that we were all doing. And I was like, wait, this is all based on the same framework and principles. We, of course, bring our individual magic, but the concepts that we're teaching, it's the same. And so what it clicked for me very quickly was that the number that we charge for our work is actually quite arbitrary. That you can be offering the same work out to the world with vastly different price points. And it started to occur to me, well, what is that about? And then it was like, well, it's just the decision the human has made to put a value on their work. And in that, what I would encourage all of us to do, and this is a little bit of strategy, but it's a bit of mindset too, is to think about what number do you need to make your life work? And when I mean your life work is, I mean the you that is the most resourced that you could possibly imagine. The you that gets to eat the food that you want to eat, that gets to have the support that you want to have, coaching, therapists, trainers, house cleaners, babysitters. Because the most resourced you is going to shine the greatest light out into the world. And that is when we are living our holy fire mission. And there's no shame at all in being the most resourced you so that you can serve the world. And that number is going to vary for everybody, right, Kelly? For some of us, it's going to be a certain amount of $1,000 a month. Some of us, it's going to be a certain millions per month, right? It's just really going to vary for that human. And for you to set that sights really not on the resourced you of like the stories that we come from, but the resourced you on what would be your greatest desire. And understand what that number is. And then again, become so neutral around it. There's just no shame in that. That's just the number. The number is neutral. And you adjust what your offerings out are into the world based on what you need to make that number happen. And so for me, exactly, Kelly, that changes the number a little bit, right? And so for me, what I did at the beginning was I saw the number was so arbitrary. I decided to have no shame in whatever my number was. And I decided to anchor into the beginning that I got to have my number. That it didn't matter whether I was a newbie or the most experienced kid on the block, that inherently whatever my offering was going to be was so solid because it comes from me and I am solid and my gifts are solid, that I could just put whatever number I wanted on it. And so I put the $10,000 number. And so that's how I started my journey, was well before I ever made an offer to a client. I got really okay with my own number. And it did take some mindset work. I had to talk about what did it mean to be a newbie charging a premium price? What did it mean to want to have luxury in my life that I hadn't had before? What did it mean to desire for a little bit more than they say women can have? All of those things. And so anyways, in January of 2020, starting that journey, I just locked in that decision. And so that's going to be my invitation to you today, is to decide what is that number for you, and to lock that number in and come into neutrality with it and come into love with it. Make that number your like most beautiful human that you just adore. that you don't feel funky around, that you don't feel undecided about. You're like, well, I like him, but. And so that began my journey. Then in several months later, in May of 2020, I joined a mastermind. And that piece was a critical part of my journey as well, because it provided me the support, a double support. It provided me the support of a coach who was further along in their journey than me, who could see me outside of myself. And it provided me the support of a community. Because what we have here, and what I started this training with, this song, There's a Whole Lot of Money in This Motherfucker. What we have is this collective community here of genius, where we take each other higher and we provide each other the evidence of what is possible. So putting myself into a container where I had both the support of a coach and the support of a community was integral in my journey of staying the course and staying the path, because also at moments of lowness, I was able to borrow the evidence of my sisters and my siblings in that mastermind. And I hit a really low patch. I'm no stranger to mental health issues. And in the middle of the pandemic and in the middle of launching the newest me, iteration of me, I hit a contraction moment. And I got suicidally ideated. And so I just want to share with you too, that all of you is welcome and can be successful, because in this journey, there has been the lowest of the lows for me. And it has not prevented me from being able to share today with you the highs of the highs, multiple 6 figures of sales, right? Like, we get to have all of us, all of you in your entirety is welcome. And so I hit that part of my journey. And it really was being in a container of other people still having success that allowed me to not feel like it was the end of the road. And also to keep showing up, even in that space. And I was able and welcome to show up in the entirety of me and still be held. And I'll talk about in a moment too, snail's pace as a mindset, but it allowed me to be acceptance of my own unique pace as well. And so that cycle of expansion and contraction is natural. It's going to look like something different for everybody, but for you to know that you can contract to the smallest degree and you can expand to the nth, and all of you is welcome. And none of it determines your end success or is a maker or a breaker of it. And so then a few months after that, come October, I was selling packages for one of my colleagues and my dad died. And he and I had not had the best relationship. So it wasn't necessarily like a huge grief moment, but on the other hand, it is a transition. And again, sharing this as evidence that through any condition, friends, whether it's your own mental health issues, whether it's the death of a parent, whether it's the pandemic, if you practice these principles of mindset, pleasure, and strategy, you will find success. And so there I am selling packages from my rental car in between funeral engagements, but amassing the evidence for myself too about what it took to engage with clients, right? That whole piece that I was talking about, the offer. So I had gotten clear on the offer, and now I was in that piece of the finding and getting clients and the sales encounter. And then in November of 2020, I locked in the decision for myself that there was no way this thing wasn't working. And I borrowed the evidence of mastermind siblings. And then truly, it's like something that's so intangible, but so tangible. That mindset shift of moving from this is a maybe into this is a given. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Some of you on this call have been given this assignment for me, like how many no's are you willing to hear for a yes? Like how locked in are you to your decision that you're willing to hear no in the pursuit of your yes for the thing that you're offering out to the world? And so I made that decision in November, and then in December, also in December or November rather, and this will be covered in tomorrow, the pleasure part, I decided that napping was my business plan. That I could do less and attract more. Fly in the face of everything that we've been taught about what productivity means, what you have to do to be successful, what sacrifice it takes. And this is like the testimony and testament to pleasure, taking us further. It's like, wait, I can sleep and literally be more successful than if I'm grinding away. And the answer is yes. And so then in December, after napping all of November and just deciding there was no way it didn't work, in December, I had a 30K month. I sold 3 10K one-on-one packages. And from there, it's just continued. Very quickly, I changed my package price to 15K. And then within 4 months, I had changed it to 20K and doubled it. And none of that is because I'm so special. Again, what it is a testament to mindset and understanding that it is just so arbitrary, the value that we put. And what is not arbitrary is the mindset piece, what we decide we get to have. Because when I get to strategy, you'll understand that every level of offering has a client to buy from. And this is a piece of mindset that I'll talk about, which is abundance versus scarcity. But I can guarantee you that no matter what your offer is, there is a client to buy it. And so again, you get to decide what that number is that makes your genitals wet and juicy. And from that place, make that offering, because there are humans that want to buy your wet and juicy genital energy. Listen, I'm a sex coach, so I'm going to talk about it like that. Welcome, 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 friends. And so in that way, you know, locking in that decision, locking in the number, being willing to play with your own mind can create phenomenal results for you. And my current offer is outside of the offer that I'm going to share with you all today, but my current one-on-one offer is now at 6 figures for a year of work with me, $250,000. So it's 20K a month. And I'm going to talk about audacious goals, right? And delusional thoughts of possibility. And people would say that's audacious as fuck, but it's all fucking relative. And there are clients at every level. And so I'm here to be the evidence of that. I'm here to be in my own like juiciness of how yummy it feels to set big goals and strive for something. And also to see like what is possible in this world. Because another piece is feeling the feelings. If you're willing to feel anything, if I'm willing to feel failure and disappointment, there's nothing that can stop me. And back to strategy. And so you'll see, I'm going to combine all of the things, but back to strategy. If you make an offer enough times, you're going to get a yes. That's sales math. So what offer are you willing to make enough times to get the yes? And how audacious are you willing to be in the pursuit of that? Okay, so that's a little bit of my story. It's delicious and yummy. Thank you all for being here to share in that energy with me as I see your reactions and you're cheering me on. It's really such an honor to receive those blessings from you. It's such an honor to pour back to you. And that's part of what I love about these spaces of sisterhood, siblinghood, where we get to share energy with each other, right? It's so, so special. So I talked about it, the elements of what we're working with, the offer, the getting, the finding the clients, the sales encounter, and then the afterglow. Mindset being the #1 priority in all of this. So starting with the offer and talking about audacious goals. You all know the mantra that, or maybe you don't, so I'll share it with you. The mantra that I work with these days is I set audacious goals, I think delusional thoughts of possibility, and I achieve bold results. And I used to say I achieve illogical results, and I had to change it because there is nothing illogical about your success, friends. Your success is a given. That's the most logical fucking thing in the world. You are a magical being. every single one of you. So there's nothing illogical about our success. Now, are we bold? Yes. Are we game changers? Yes. Are we visionaries? Yes. Are we thought leaders? Yes. So we get bold as fuck results, but nothing illogical about it. I set audacious goals. I think delusional thoughts of possibility. I achieve bold results. So in terms of the offer, that's where the audacious goals come in. One of my favorite quotes, they say I dream too big. I say they think too small. You're on this call today because you think big, big, big dreams. I know the names on this screen. These are people who are doing big things in the world. So they're thinking too small. We're not thinking too big. Audacious goals. And I just want to talk a little bit about the difference between confidence and self-confidence and what it means to set an audacious goal. And we would sometimes think, well, I need to have confidence, and I don't feel confident. And there's a subtle distinction between confidence and self-confidence. So confidence is based off of having done an activity successfully before. Self-confidence is based off of knowing that you can feel anything and be okay. And so when I'm inviting you into deciding what is your offer, what is your big audacious goal, it's not that I'm asking you to do it from a place of confidence. I'm asking you to do that from the place of self-confidence. That you could feel failure along the way, that you could feel disappointment, that you could feel embarrassment, and that you're going to be just fine and you can keep going and try again. And so this is a critical piece of the mindset of making the offer, is stepping into your self-confidence. And we have survived 100% of our worst days. We are badass fucking humans. There's literally nothing that we can't not survive because we've all felt it all. Most of you I know pretty well. And so I know our stories, and we have all been through some fiery moments of our life. So there's not anyone on this screen who hasn't felt the hard emotions, and we're all still here. So we have evidence of your capacity to feel it and be okay, which means we have evidence of your self-confidence. So we lean into our self-confidence to make these big, audacious offers, these big goals. Now, mindset around the getting and the finding of clients. Again, delusional thoughts of possibility come in here, and delusional thoughts of possibility for your offer too. But what is a delusional thought of possibility? This to me is the space where if we have the notion that our thoughts create our reality, and that we have a choice over what thoughts we're going to think, then we can sit in the space of thoughts of scarcity. There's not enough. It won't work. How could I ever find? No one will ever buy. Everyone else is already doing it. Everyone who's doing it is doing it better than me for sure. I don't have enough experience. That's all a certain set of thoughts that we can choose, and they're all truly based in a scarcity mentality. Versus delusional thoughts of possibility and abundance. Clients come to me out of thin air. There's an abundance of clients at every level for every offer I'll ever make. No one can do it like I can. So even if there are other offers, my offer is completely unique. I am whole and complete right now. I don't need anything else. to make this offer. There's nothing wrong or missing or broken about me. That is coming from a place of abundance, enoughness, more than enoughness. And so when we're talking about the like space of how do we work our mindset around finding clients, getting clients, attracting clients, these delusional thoughts of possibility about abundance are going to come so in handy. And then you get the evidence of it. So also, this is literally one of my favorite mindset mantras, affirmations to practice is clients come to me out of thin air. Whether that's a delusional thought of possibility, the one that makes no sense. How is a client just going to come to me? I'd rather choose that than to think, oh my God, no, I will never find a client to purchase a 20K a month package from me. Because if my thoughts create my reality, that I will never find creates a reality of I'll never find. Clients come to me out of thin air creates at least the option, the possibility that here they are. And then there's something that happens so subtly, but it's so powerful too, is that when you choose this mindset track of the abundance, the possibility one, you actually start to create actions in your life, concrete actions that lead to that outcome happening. Whereas subtly, if you're thinking the other, you're taking actions that close off avenues and doors. You're less likely to be visible. You're less likely to talk about the offer. You're less likely to mention to the random human what you're up to. So even if it makes no fucking sense at all, and your brain says you have all of the evidence for these negative thoughts over here, we yank the brain out of there and we go put it in the thought of delusional possibility. Side note, your brain is always going to tell you the thoughts of not enoughness. So this is a really powerful part of the mindset, is to not ever doubt that mindset is a daily activity. So there's nothing going wrong when your brain tells you things are going wrong. It's doing exactly what it should, and you have to go and put it back over into the track of delusional thoughts of possibility, of abundance. And sometimes people will talk about the notion that the brain is telling me something is wrong is evidence of things going wrong. So that leads me into my next point, which is holding the energy of yes. And this kind of relates to that piece of the sales encounter when you're engaging with the client. And so holding the energy of yes, what does that mean? That means that every sign along the way, every interaction along the way points to your eventual success. So when you're making an offer out to the world, you're essentially saying to somebody, will you buy this thing? And they're going to say yes or no. And when I talk about holding the energy of yes, one of the things that I'm talking about is that every no means yes. This was literally one of the biggest game changers I made for myself, friends. So if you're like looking for the secrets, this is one of them. This is one of my diamonds. Speaking of diamonds earlier in the chat. When I changed my mindset to every no meant a yes, there was no stopping me. And prior to that, I would get a no on a sales call and I would say, what did I do wrong? Why didn't I communicate well enough about the offer? What wasn't I able to help them with in terms of their objection? What other words could I have said? Maybe I should have done this. Da, 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 da. And it was so unhelpful to take that no and compound it with even more negative mindset, Because thinking that I'm wrong does not lead me into a place of feeling positive to take actions. Thinking I'm wrong leads me into shame, leads me into feeling small, leads me into buffering, leads me into avoidance, procrastination. And so really understanding that the no didn't mean anything was wrong. The no meant that I was closer every time to a yes. That no meant I was doing everything right. And then we'll get in this into strategy a little bit, right? But like conversion rates. People have done the math over enough period of time that we do have some general guidelines about what it means in terms of sales to have, the math part of it, the numbers part of it. And when you have someone on a phone call as a way of selling to them, typically you're going to have a 20% close rate. So that means that out of every 10 calls, you're going to have 8 people tell you no. And that means you've done everything right. Just according to average. That was like a holy shit moment to me, because I think 8 versus 2, 8 sounds like a big number next to 2. So 8 yeses or 8 no's meant I was doing everything right to get the average and expected 2 yeses. Every no takes you closer to a yes. I think of it almost like a calendar where I have the desired date circled, right? Like, ooh, this is my vacation date or whatever the thing is. And you count off the days. And so you mark an X and you get closer and closer. That's what I think about no's now. It's just like, oh, great. One more X I get to mark off on my calendar. That puts me that much closer to that yes. The notion again that I was saying that if you wobble means something is wrong. This was another like key and critical moment of changing the no to a yes. Changing the, like, understanding that the fact that I'm wobbling, that I'm having a human experience of doubt, of fear, of depression, meant I was doing everything right. There's this perception that we have that if your business is working, if you're doing the thing, you're gonna feel great. And it's like this either or. It's like, no, you can be a bazillionaire and you're still gonna feel like shit. You're still gonna doubt. You're still gonna wonder. You're still gonna worry. It's one of the benefits, again, that I've had of being in masterminds. I'm in a 7-figure mastermind. And I see that the women who have businesses that are bigger than mine have the same thoughts I do. Again, the number doesn't matter whether you're selling a $20,000 package, a $3,000 package, $1 million package. It's never the number that dictates how you feel. It's always your mindset. And so in that way, when you're wobbling, being a normal human, because your brain will every day send you messages. This is the lizard brain. It's what it's designed to do. It's designed to keep you safe and secure, which means if you're not dead right now, don't move. Because where you are right now, obviously is safe enough to keep you alive. So just stay there. So thank you, brain, for telling me all the reasons I shouldn't move. And for being hyper alert for all the things that could go wrong. And that part of our brain no longer has to worry about our danger in that way. So we get to soothe it, calm it. We'll talk about pleasure as a role in that tomorrow. And we get to change its track back over. This is why the mindset is a daily occurrence, right? So when you're wobbling, when you're being human, means you're doing everything right. In the same way that the no means a yes, meaning that a no means everything is working. And if everything is working, then I am inevitably getting the yes to my offer. And so that's what I mean by no means a yes, is like the yes is the yes to the offer. And every no that you get when you make that offer is inevitably leading you to the yes. The yeses, the multiple yeses. And more than anything, it's, again, the more kind of macro concept is everything about you is right. So the more that you make wrong about you, whether it's that you got a no, that you got 0 likes on your post, that your family talked shit about what you're doing, that more evidence of your perceived failures because the thing hasn't worked yet. When we're in that energy of no, to get to the yes is so much more challenging. Whereas when we get into the energy of yes, everything about me is right. Every no I get, every 0 comments, every resistance, all of that is right. It's like radical self-acceptance, essentially. And in that radical self-acceptance, you shine. And then in that shine, you magnetize your audience. And this is what I mean by the glow up. Because as you shift these pieces, as you start to calibrate your offer to a number that literally makes you dripping wet, that's part of the glow up. You start to shine more as you find yourself right in everything you do. That's part of the glow up. That's how you shine more. And in that glow, you inherently magnetize in the humans that want to work with you and that lean into the magic that you're offering. And so then the piece of the person saying yes or no, and that decision that we make that, like, and this is what I call the afterglow, right? Like in that piece of like, okay, I've made the offer out and now they've either said yes or they said no. How do I manage the energy of the afterglow? And again, it's mindset, mindset, mindset. And especially in the space of the responses that aren't the yes. Because the yeses, they have their own energy that we have to deal with, but they're not as hard. The no's is the energy that we're really working to shift here in the pursuit of like, how do we change and use mindset to sell high ticket packages? It's like doing the mindset to set that package price, but then handling the mindset around when people tell us no around that. Because we all have this perception that the higher the price, the more something means. Right? So that's part of the setting the high ticket package price. And so understanding, again, this abundance mentality that you get clients because you get clients. This is just inherent. We accept this as a given. It's not I get clients if I say the right words. I get clients if I provide the right value. I get clients if I look a certain way. I get clients if so-and-so promotes me, refers me. No, it's like you just get clients because you get clients. And that's the decision. So the afterglow is the decision, right? And that's that part where I decided in November that there was just no way it wasn't working. I get clients because I get clients. It's just decided. It's deceptively simple, right? But that piece of just knowing that your success is inevitable. There's nothing illogical about anything you desire, and that it is just as natural as breathing. The whole way you approach your activities during the day changes when you just know, oh, this is just happening. And in that, one of the things that I really want to give permission for is being at a snail's pace. This is one of the things that has been a game changer for me too. And everyone's snail's pace is going to be different, but I inherited this from a facilitator that I work with in a women's group. And she was always espousing the value of going slow and talking about snail's pace. And so when I first joined that mastermind, the first 6 months, it was a 6-month mastermind. And in those first 6 months, I made no money. I didn't sell a single package. And all around me, people were doing their thing and claiming all of their big brags, which was amazing and gave me so much evidence. But also comparisonitis is a motherfucker, right? And again, mindset, I decided that my perfect pace was just fine. There was nothing wrong about me for going at my pace, and my pace could be a snail's pace. Because guess what? A snail can fuck up a garden overnight. Just saying, y'all. You want to see some kale get consumed? One little snail can make a big impact overnight. Like la 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 here, and then whoa, right? So snail's pace. And also a snail goes into their shell sometimes. We expand and we contract. So you can expand and move along your path, then you can contract, hang out in your shell, be protected for a little while. And all along, you're leaving a glittery, sparkly snail trail so people can find you. And I chose to decide that that also was part of the attractiveness. That I would lure people in with my snail trail and go at my perfect pace. And that we can do less and attract more. Napping is my business plan. So this is part of that space of making the decision. I get to go at the pace that I want. I get to do less and attract more. I get clients because I get clients. And so more than anything, friends, if you were only to dedicate yourself to one thing every day to move the needle in your business and your offer, it's going to be mindset. And it doesn't have to be intense. So in relation to snail's pace, like the microdose. If you hung out in my world often enough, you're going to have heard me say, like, how can you experience 1% more pleasure? And this was born out of me struggling, again, with comparisonitis, watching my colleagues do mindset that's like pages of mindset. I journaled 12 pages today, and I did a 3-hour self-pleasure practice and like all of the things. And I was like, fuck, I can't do that. Like, I'm barely hanging on by a thread over here. I don't really even want to live. What are you talking about? 3-hour self-pleasure practice. So that's when I started to give myself the permission to microdose. Microdose mindset, microdose pleasure. Snail's pace. You get to do what works for you. Sometimes my mindset looks like one affirmation written 5 times. I can almost always convince my brain that I can do one affirmation written 5 times. And then what happens is once I've written one 5 times, typically it's like, well, maybe I could do one more. I do kind of like, I usually start with everything I'm doing is working, because that to me is total permission. Everything I'm doing is working means that if all I'm doing today is this 5 little sentences, that's enough. But then right behind everything is working is I can't fuck this up. And so from there, typically I can throw in my next one that hooks in is, well, if I can't fuck this up, that means clients can come to me out of nowhere. And so the microdose approach is really interesting too, because it can lead to more. And even if it isn't more, if it's just that one sentence once, you now have evidence for your brain, the nasty part of your brain that's like, bitch, you haven't done anything. You're like, actually, I have. And that one thought can shift. If we're just holding on to that one thought, you can shift your whole day around it. So mindset being the hands down most powerful tool that I use to harness in terms of being able to offer big ass packages out to the world, continue through the times I'm hearing the no's. And I've heard a lot of no's also. You know, there are people that I'm jealous of that have very high conversion rates. I'm not one of them. I have an average conversion rate. Right? 20 to 30% is typically my conversion rate. And so in that too, it's like getting to see, like, I've heard so many more no's than I've ever heard yeses. If I had a 90% conversion rate, I'd be sitting here being like, I hear yeses all the time, bitches. But no. And have I made myself any less awesome around it? No, I'm still going to sit here and tell you I'm fucking amazing. I can come here and share so much about how to do this because I'm so amazing. And there is part of my brain that would be like, well, if you don't have a super high conversion rate, who are you to share anything? But I just am not here for that. So we can go be amazing in all of the ways with all of the numbers, a 1% conversion rate. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is you making yourself right for every piece of it and then continuing to make the offer. And when you make yourself right for it, then inevitably you make the offer. And the more times you make the offer, inevitably you get the yes and the self-repeating cycle. Thank you, Gigi. It's true. I am that hoe. So my friends, it has been so incredible to share this little slice with you guys today about the key role that mindset plays in this game of making high ticket sales, being able to set audacious goals. And what I would love to do now is share with you all my latest offering, my little love baby that I've been incubating and cooking up. So for any of you who want to drop off, you're welcome to leave now. But if you want to stay and hear about this, I'd be so excited to share it with you. And then also tomorrow, same time, same place, we're going to do day 2, looking at how pleasure can bring us full circle into all of the mindset as well and be a supportive element around that. So really excited for day 2. And so in terms of what I've been cooking up for you all, is because I know that I am such a badass leader in this way, and that it would be such a powerful, powerful experience to collectively gather other humans that want to make audacious goals, join me in thinking delusional thoughts of possibility, and then take over the world with our business while making massive amounts of money. I have created the Glow Up Mastermind. And this mastermind is centered around using high ticket sales to create 6-figure businesses, doing it in a collective of other humans who are bringing their audacious goal energy, their delusional thoughts of possibility, and together achieving bold results, literally exploding the world with our magic. And so what this looks like is that it's going to be a 9-month journey together. And this is born out of my own experience too, friends, that it happens overnight, but it also happens at a snail's pace. And to give it enough spaciousness for us to relieve the pressure of having to do anything overnight, We get to be the sexiest group of snails. By the way, a group of snails, a little baby snails, is called an escargotoire. So come join this hoe in my escargotoire. And we get to journey together for 9 months. And what it's going to look like is that we're going to have 3 calls per month. Each call is going to have guaranteed hot seat time. So you get individually coached every week. The focus is definitely on mindset mixed with strategy so that you can have the both and. And so this is for you if you're starting your business, if you're partially into your business, if you already have an incredible success in your business. There's never going to be a time where mindset isn't going to be a piece of the pie that you're going to need to be working with. So we're going to be focusing on our mindset, the delusional thoughts of possibility, and then supporting that with strategy along the way too. And so you're going to get coaching every week for 3 weeks out of the month. We take a week off for integration to have, again, spaciousness, to be able to titrate, expand, contract. And then additionally, we're going to have a one-on-one call each month. So you get a 30-minute one-on-one call with me, and that's our opportunity to go deep dive into what's happening with you, with your business. If you need more strategy and support, we can do that there. Also to see where is your mindset to be able to reflect back to you. Where are you wobbling? How can we get you back into track? So those one-on-one calls are super powerful. And it's a way to be in my one-on-one world, because as I shared with you all, to be in my one-on-one world right now requires a pretty high investment price. So this is getting the Gleaux eyes on you directly, being able to be in my magic every month in a one-on-one space. You're also going to have an intimate group of siblings and co-conspirators. I'm capping the pod size at 10. And so we're going to be a small group, the merry band of sexy snails that get to collectively inspire each other, work with each other, for each other as well too, in terms of being a collective and really creating a siblinghood that is going to have relationships that unfold for you over the rest of your life. It's been such a powerful experience for me this last few months as I've been traveling and connecting with humans that I've met in my masterminds, and knowing that these are humans that I'm going to be intimately connected with forever. And when we're in this space of radical self-acceptance and audacious goal setting, what it does is it creates very intimate connections. And so this is for you too, if you've been wanting to have a more expanded group of like-minded humans who are pulling for you. Because I'll also tell you that this way of doing business is not widely supported. I'll be perfectly frank, in the outer world. It's not the way that we've been taught, that napping makes you more money. And so in that way, having a community around you of people who are also doing it this way is so critical when the naysayers surround and those energetic vibes try and come in. It's like, no, we do get to do it this way. So we get to hold each other in that. So that intimate pod of siblinghood is very, very beautiful. And then lastly, we're going to have a Facebook group so that we have contact between the calls. It's a space where you can have 24-hour support from your siblings, from me, again, creating the collective energy. Y'all know I love to brag. I'm actually going to talk about bragging as a strategy come day 3. And so a place to brag, a place to swamp, a place to bring the fullness of you, because we all know too that the magic happens in between calls also. And so you're never going to have a time where you don't have the support to be able to be the fullness of you in your wobble, in your triumph, all of it. So those are the logistics of it. And as a special bonus for anyone who is ready to just dive right in, they know this is for them. You know that you've been wanting to be in my magic and cannot wait to take this journey with me. Then if you sign up before November 1st, so by the end of October, what you're going to get is a 90-minute bonus call with me. And that's going to allow us to take again, a really close look at what your offer is, what you're creating, and be able to have a deeper session so that we can hit the ground running in December, which is when the mastermind is going to start. So the mastermind starts the first full week of December. And so we'll have November to have that strategy session, get you in alignment, see where the mindset needs to come in as well from the moment one. So that's a really beautiful bonus. If you sign up for the mastermind before November 1st, you'll get that extra 90-minute call with me. And that, my friends, is what we've got cooking over here. So if you know that you're in, DM me so that I can get you the link and we'll get you set up, get you scheduled for your call right away, celebrate the fuck out of you. We already have one incredible human in the mastermind too. So also spaces are limited. So don't delay if you are feeling the pull to this. And if you want to have a conversation with me to have a deeper connection, a chat about if this is the right fit for you and if this is the journey that you want to take with me, then also DM me and I will send you the link for my scheduling calendar. So basically, hoes, I want you to tell me you want me. I'm in this moment of my own journey working with love. And I realize I love words of affirmation. It's totally my jam, but also acts of service are a new way that I'm experimenting. And so this is how I get to be the fullness of all of me too, is to have all of you do the act and reach out and tell me you want it. And so give me a DM and check it out. The investment, friends, is $10,000 for the 9 months. And you can pay that in full, or if you do a payment plan, it's going to be $11,111, so 1111. So that breaks out to $1,111 a month for 10 months. So the 10-month payment plan is 1111, or pay in full is 10K for those 10 months. So that's the investment. And again, DM me if you want in, and I can send you the payment link, and or DM me if you want to call and we can talk about it and see if this is the magic that we want to make this next month, or next 9 months rather, this next year. And I'm so excited that we get to journey that time together. Really feels so good. When I ran it by my pussy and I was like 6 months, she was like, too short. I don't want to let them go that fast. So really looking forward to that. The call times are going to be Wednesdays at, I have to double check here. Good question over there, Leah. And so I don't misquote, I'm actually looking at my calendar. Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific. So that's going to be 11 Eastern. And yeah. I can send you all of those details too. If you're like a yes, but you just want to see something in front of your face, I can send you all of the details in written form. You all know where to find me on the Facebook. So DM me there or reach out to me in the text world, however you want. Let it rain in on me. It has been so amazing. Thank you all for the wonderful comments. And I'm seeing the question, how long are each calls? Each person gets an 8 to 10 minute hot seat. So there's 10 people in a pod. The calls will be about 90 minutes. Love you all, love you all. Just reading the comments here to see if there's any other questions. Also feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And I'm so, so excited for day 2 tomorrow. This journey is just beginning, babes. Mindset is just one component of it. So tomorrow we're going to deep dive into pleasure and explore how that is going to help us have our big ticket offers, our big 6-figure years, months. Oh my God. Also, by the way, having a 6-figure month was pretty fucking phenomenal. In June, I had a 100K month. I've already had a 50K month this month. Gonna have another 20K yes this week. So babes, this is so possible. 6-figure months, 6-figure offers, 6-figure years. Come join in this magic. It is just phenomenal. And I am so, so excited to support you in all of that. And to conclude us for today, I have another song. This one is like a more mellow one. We can use it to sit in the intention of thinking about what is your big audacious goals? What is the energy that you want to step into? You know, we're coming into that time where it's like we're retooling into seeing how we want to adjust for the new year. And so let's come into this next space, this next evolution with all of our ferocity in the way of like roaring our greatest desires out to the world. Because it doesn't serve anyone for us to stay small and us to be in the unrequitedness of our desires. So being in the pursuit of them with our big audacious goals and our delusional thoughts of possibility is what is up. And so let me get our song queued up for us. Thank you all for your time today. If you want to go, you're welcome to drop off at any moment. I'm going to play this song and then I'll hang out for a few minutes afterwards just to chitty chat and say hi because I love you all too.
Success is inevitable. My success is inevitable. Inevitable. I will win. My success is inevitable. I will win. My success is inevitable.
It's a battle within. For success, no, I have to ascend. Recharge, then I tap in again. Hit the finish line, happy to win. I said I know it's a battle within. For success, no, I have to ascend. Recharge, then I tap in again. Hit the finish line, happy to win.
I will win. My success is inevitable. 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 My success is inevitable. My success is inevitable.
Woo! Yes, my beloveds, your success is so fucking inevitable. I am so convinced and sure of that. There is no convincing me otherwise. I'm here to hold the energy of that for myself and for you as well. I love you. I love you. If anyone wants to come off mute, say hi, you're welcome to. Hi, I love you all.
Hi, I'd love to say hi.
Hey, Marissa.
Jillian,
Hi,
Kelly, Lisa.
You are so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, you guys give me so much life, Ani. Yes.
Thank you so much. It's awesome. You are glowing.
I love yous. I love you all.
Hey, how?
Hey ho. Oh, you all give me so much life, so much light. Thank you for contributing to my glow. This is a collective effort, and I'm so, so grateful for all of you. I look forward to seeing you all in my inbox telling me you want in. And if in any case, and regardless, I will see you tomorrow to impart more of my wisdom, more of my magic with you all. So sending you off for a beautiful rest of your day. Mwah, sweet Kelly, mwah, Sarah, Lissa, Dawn, Monica, Jane, Jillian, my sweet Beth, Jeff, Rebecca, I love you so much. Rainbow Rach, you know I'm here for that. Leah, I love you so much. Sammy, Carla, Tyler, you all, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow. Mwah.